Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Madhu, Haji, Raghava, and Monica. Someone missing, Bharat, and Prasanna. Prasanna. ప్రసన్నకి మ్యారేజ్ అవుతుంది మంత్ 12కి సో మైట్ బి హీ వాంటెడ్ టు జాయిన్ ఫర్ అన్ అనదర్ క్లాస్ అదర్ బ్యాచ్ సో హీ విల్ బి నాట్ అవైలబుల్ విత్ అస్ ఆన్ దిస్ బ్యాచ్ అండ్ what else. So we'll start this today's session. uh, Let me share my screen with you. Last class what we discussed about hmm, route 53, right? So today's topic we'll discuss about CloudWatch. So I have been saying now and then on the previous classes about the CloudWatch. So let me tell you about a overview brief about this CloudWatch. CloudWatch is an AWS service. It is used to monitor the resources, their health, their utilization, and according to the monitors they monitor what let us say assume you wanted to monitor your instance in EC2 service. So you have to enable CloudWatch on EC2 service of that particular instance. So it will monitor the every event that happens with that instance, like power off, power on, shutdown, restart. And not only it monitors the events, it also monitors the utilization of that particular instance. What kind of utilization? CPU utilization, RAM utilization, I mean memory, hard disk utilization, network in and out flow, such kind of things it will monitor. And not only the monitor, it also stores the logs of that instance. For example, you had a web server in that instance and you wanted to monitor the logs of that web server. ఎవరు హిట్ చేశారు మీ వెబ్సైట్ని ఎవరు చూశారు, that also this CloudWatch can monitor the logs of that instance and it can store the logs. And you can define the threshold on the monitoring of that matrices. What kind of threshold? Why should I define threshold? Let us say you wanted to get notified when your CPU utilization of the instance crosses 80%. In such scenarios, you have to define the threshold at 80% and you have to attach a monitoring service, and you have to attach a notification service to that threshold value, so that whenever your CPU utilization crosses more than 80%, it will notify you. What are the notification services available with Amazon? SNS, simple notification service. It can notify you through email. It can notify you through SMS. It depends upon you how you create your SNS topic, and you attach the topic to this CloudWatch on particular instance. So uh, basically, let me open up a notepad for you. Monitoring log capture, notifications. Okay, it will monitor and it will showcase you the output in matrices. Matrices are nothing but graphs. Okay, it will send notifications through SNS, email, or SMS. So we use CloudWatch for monitoring the resources and capturing the logs of the resources and defining the threshold and notifying ourselves through email or SMS. So I'll likely pull you to the console part of this CloudWatch service. You can find this CloudWatch under the category of management tools category of AWS dashboard. Here it is. Monitor resources and applications. I said you right. It not only monitors the network in and out traffic flow of the resource, utilization of the resource, it also monitors the applications that are installed on the resources like Apache logs. It will capture and it will store the logs. That also can be possible with the help of this CloudWatch. That's the reason he called monitor resources and applications. And not only here we need to talk about that particular EC2 instance. Even it monitors the S3 storage. S3 he is offering you as an SaaS service, you know that. He is offering as an application to you. You can monitor the different kind of SaaS services of AWS. So CloudWatch is restricted to one region, and please keep in mind CloudWatch is restricted to one region. Right away I was in Virginia region. Let me switch to my Mumbai region. So మళ్ళీ చెప్తున్నాను, whenever you log into AWS console, AWS dashboard, first thing మీరు చూడాల్సింది in which data center right now are connected to which region, Mumbai, Virginia, whatever it is. First your mind should go in which region you are connected. So here it is. So like let us assume I'll create an alarm. So to whom what should I create alarm? Let me launch an instance in this region. Okay, instance cool లేదు కదా. We'll launch an instance under the free tier in this particular region. I'll go to EC2 service. Zero instances, launch instance. What instance should I launch? I'll go with Ubuntu. Or else you can go with Red Hat. Free tier eligible. Okay, I launched T2.micro with one virtual CPU and 1 GB RAM. How many instances I want to launch? One instance. In which VPC? Default VPC. In which availability zone I launch in 1 year. Auto assign public IPS. So here, while launching the instance also, you can enable CloudWatch detailed monitoring on it. So for this, he'll charge you an additional charges. What are the charges? So before we look into the pricing of AWS CloudWatch service, let us have features and benefits. So monitor AWS EC2 instances, monitor other AWS resources. What are the other AWS resources? EC2 instances లో ఏం మానిటర్ చేస్తుంది? Like CPU utilization, data transfer, disk usage. For this, no additional charges for monitoring CPU utilization, data transfer, disk usage. But for monitoring in detailed kind of providing CloudWatch details, like he'll charge you additional charges for CloudWatch provision, detailed monitoring for EC2 instances, higher resolution and metric aggregation. So far this, he is not installing, no additional softwares need to be installed on this EC2 instance. You will not install any other kind of package on your EC2 instance. You don't need to worry about that. Second feature is monitor other AWS resources. What are the other AWS resources? SaaS resources. What is that? EBS volume, DynamoDB, that comes under the RDS. I will talk about this database thing next class. And monitor RDS DB instances. RDS అనేది ఒక సర్వీస్ అండి, రిలేషనల్ డేటాబేస్ సర్వీస్ విత్ AWS. With the help of this service, you can launch database servers. So why I cannot launch the database servers even in EC2 instance? I can launch an EC2 instance and I can install the database server above that EC2 instance, and I can make that EC2 instance as a database server. Yes, you can make that also. Apart from this, here ఇలా చేస్తే ఏంటి అంటే, you have to worry about this operating system, instance, and the application that you installed. Application అంటే database. You have to worry about it. When you go with RDS service of AWS, here ఇక్కడ మీరు ఇన్స్టెన్స్ గురించి worry అవ్వద్దు. You don't need to worry about that instance. You don't need to worry about the operating system that installed above that instance. You don't need to worry about the software of the database that you installed above that operating system. Here we and the AWS guys will take care of that, and we'll provide you this database service to you through RDS, relational database service, to customers as an SaaS service, software as a service. So here we'll take care of PaaS, PaaS and IaaS. Who AWS guy will take care of this. Are you getting me, guys? Any doubts on this? Are you clear what I said? RDS అనే సర్వీస్ని వాడు మనకి SaaS సర్వీస్ లాగా ఆఫర్ చేస్తున్నాడు. మనం ఈ సర్వీస్లో ఏంటి అంటే, వీ కెన్ గెట్, ఏం ఆఫర్ చేస్తున్నాడు మనకి, డేటాబేస్ సర్వర్స్ని ఇస్తున్నాడు. ఎలా? SaaS సర్వీస్ లాగా ఇస్తున్నాడు. సో అదర్ రిసోర్సెస్ AWS ఏది మానిటర్ చేయొచ్చు విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ CloudWatch అంటే, RDS, Amazon Elastic Map Reduce Job Flows, or Elastic ELB, Elastic Load Balancers. These are SNS topics. You can enable the CloudWatch on SNS topics also. ఎవరైనా కొత్త టాపిక్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తే మీకు వెంటనే మెసేజ్ వచ్చేటట్టు SNS టాపిక్స్లో ఎన్ని మెసేజెస్ పంపించారు ఏంటి, we can enable this CloudWatch on that in detail on that SNS service of AWS. We'll see. And also it monitors and store logs, and also we can set the alarms on matrices by defining the threshold values. We can view the graphs and statistics, and also we can call through API, and we can integrate this matrices to our product. అంటే ఆ గ్రాఫ్స్ని, ఆ వాల్యూస్ని, లాగ్స్ని మనము ఏపీఐతో కాల్ చేసి, అప్లికేషన్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్తో కాల్ చేసి, వీ కెన్ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ దోస్ లాగ్స్ ఆర్ ద మెట్రిక్స్ వాల్యూస్ టు అవర్ ప్రోడక్ట్. లెట్ us assume you are developing a product. ఆ ప్రోడక్ట్లో ఏంటి అంటే, మీకు ఒక CPU యూటిలైజేషన్ కనిపించాలి, ఒక సర్వర్ CPU యూటిలైజేషన్ ఆ ప్రోడక్ట్లో. సో then with the help of this API services, you can call the CPU utilization of that particular instance by integrating your product with CloudWatch. అంటే ఆ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మీద ఏ సర్వర్ అయితే CPU యూటిలైజేషన్ మీరు క్యాప్చర్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారో ఆ సర్వర్కి you have to enable the CloudWatch above that server. And what happens after enabling the CloudWatch? So CloudWatch will continuously monitor your server and it will get the utilization of that server or instance. So with the help of API, application programming interface, you can call the values of your CPU utilization and you can integrate it to your product. అలా కూడా వాడుకోవచ్చు. The developer's point of view concept, what I said. So what's the pricing he's charging for this? Under free tier, you can get started with our AWS CloudWatch for free. Okay, what is offering under free? We can receive 3 dashboards up to 50 matrices each per month at no additional charges. He is offering you 50 matrices and 50 graphs varaki he is offering you for free. And he is offering you basic monitoring matrices అంటే CPU utilization this అవన్నీ బేసిక్ కిందకి వస్తాయి EC2 మీద. అది టైం పీరియడ్ ఎంత? లీస్ట్ 5 minutes. అలా 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes you can see the in a matrix. If you enable detail monitoring, you can see the 1 minute matrix value also. If you enable the detailed cloud monitoring on your EC2 instance, for that he'll charge. Under the free tier, he'll give you maximum 5 minutes graph. అంటే మినిమం అండి, మినిమం 5 minutes graph, దానికంటే తక్కువ ఇవ్వడు. So we'll see and how he's charging at Mumbai region. For every dashboard, he'll charge you $3 per month. For detail, if you enable the detailed monitoring on EC2 instance with 1 minute frequency, అంటే ప్రతి మినిట్కి క్యాప్చర్ చేస్తుంది మీ CPU యూటిలైజేషన్ ఎంత, మెమరీ యూటిలైజేషన్ ఎంత అని. For that scenarios, he'll charge you $3.50 per month on one instance. And if you enable one alarm, if you want to enable one alarm on that matrices, he'll charge you $0.10 per one alarm. అంటే అలారం అంటే మీకు అలారం రావడం కాదు, అలారం ఎనేబుల్ చేసి పెడితే. ఓకే, లైక్ దట్ he deviated different pricing. ఈ అమెజాన్ వాడు ఎలా అంటే ప్రతి చిన్న సర్వీస్ కూడా he'll charge you in different angles. ఇక్కడ ఏం చెప్తున్నాడు? For enabling the CloudWatch, he is charging you per month on EC2 instance. For creating an alarm, for that he is charging you some amount. Again, అలారం క్రియేట్ చేశాక ఎలా వస్తుంది మనకి? మెసేజ్, ఈమెయిల్ వస్తుంది కదండి. ఫర్ దాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఇంటిగ్రేట్ SMS టు అవర్ దిస్ CloudWatch కదా. మళ్ళీ అక్కడ SNSలో ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ మెసేజ్, ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ ఈమెయిల్ హిల్ ఛార్జ్ యూ. సో అంటే ఈ ప్రైజింగ్ మీద యూ హ్యావ్ టు గెట్ ఎ వెరీ గుడ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్. యూ హ్యావ్ టు గో త్రూ ఆల్ ద ప్రైసింగ్స్. సో ఓవరాల్గా ఇట్స్ లైక్ 3.50 ప్లస్ $0.10 పర్ ప్లస్ ఎన్ని ఎస్ఎంఎస్ఎస్ వస్తాయి, ఎన్నిసార్లు ట్రిగ్గర్ అవుతుందో 80% క్రాస్ అయ్యి అన్ని ఎస్ఎంఎస్ఎస్కి అంత అమౌంట్. ఎస్ఎన్ఎస్ ప్రైసింగ్లో వెళ్ళి చూడాలి. అండ్ ఆల్సో సి ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ ఈవెంట్ యూ క్యాప్చర్, he is charging you $1 per million customized events. For every GB you store, he's charging you $0.67. If you want to retrieve that logs, ఎప్పుడు రిట్రైవ్ చేస్తారు? నా ప్రోడక్ట్కి ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేయాలనుకున్నాను చెప్పాను కదా ఇందాక ఒక సినారియోలో. అలాంటి టైంలో యూ హ్యావ్ టు రిట్రైవ్ ద లాగ్స్. ఆన్ దట్ సినారియోస్ హీస్ charging you $0.03 per GB archive. For every API request that you make from outside, for that he is charging you $0.01 per 1000 requests, API requests. See, how he divided the pricing into different scenarios. So I don't enable this detail monitoring on this instance. We'll see. We'll go with the small kind of things. Okay, next add storage. I'll add an 8 GB of normal magnetic storage. I'll name this instance as test case. This is in default. I'll create a new one. He is popping up a message saying that make you go with SSD. SSD is more reliable and most fast అని చెప్తున్నాడు. No, I'll go with magnetic because he'll charge you a high price for SSD kind of storage. What is the key pair? Key pair 33. Okay, I think I had that key pair. So your instance is now launching. I wanted to see the instance status. View instances. Any doubts, guys, on this topic? No, I want to connect to this instance, this Linux instance. So how do we do that? I want one of you to explain. I'll choose Bharat. Explain me how do we connect to that instance, and I want to log into that instance that we launched. How do we do that?
Yeah, Karthik, can you come again? I can't audible.
We launched one instance, right? And we named that instance as test case. So now I want to connect to that instance and I want to authenticate into that instance. I mean, I want to SSH into that instance. How do I do that?
Mm.
How do you connect to the Linux instances, Bharat?
Yeah, through SSH.
So what are the applications that are available for SSH?
Putty and Putty.
Putty, okay. I'll open Putty for you. Next.
Yeah, we have to get the IP address of that instance.
Yeah, we have to get the IP address of that instance. Where can I get the IP address of that instance?
Your public and your
Okay. I need here it is the public IP of that my instance what I launched. So I'll copy that public IP or I'll just type the public IP. What is my public IP? 35.154.61.251. Okay. Next.
just open.
Clicking on that open. I'll connect. Okay, I'll click on this open.
So we have to. Okay.
What's no?
Yes. Click on yes.
Okay, login as.
Load.
For here, okay, root disconnected. No supported authentication method.
Download the public page.
What?
right? Certificate. While
Yeah.
creating instance, we have downloaded a key.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, I downloaded a
Yeah,
key.
with that key we have to.
So how do I need to provide that key, and where do I need to provide that key? Others? Madhu, any idea? Monica, do you have any idea how do we connect?
So first we connect putty generator, sir. Putty key generator.
Okay.
Putty, and then we can load that file to this PPM file.
Where do I need to load that file?
First we can generate the key file to PPM file, sir. Putty
First,
key generator.
okay. I already generated that by using the puttigen from PEM to PPK.
Yeah. Then we can load the file to PPM 32.
What is the key pair name?
PPM 33.
It's here. Key pair 33. So where is my key pair 33? Where I stored key pair 33? Yeah, here it is. I had a key pair 33 of both PEM format and PPK format.
Yeah.
Okay, in my downloads. So how do I connect now?
Then we putty configure load the file
In
here.
putty configuration, we need to load the file.
Yeah.
From here under the SSH,
Uh,
under SSH, under authentication, you have to load the file here. What file?
load the
Dot
file.
.ppk file.
This is a PPK file.
This is what the ppk dot .ppk extension ఇక్కడ కనిపిస్తుంది కదా.
Yes.
Now I need to open it.
Okay.
Now it will ask. I'll type root. So what he is saying. He is telling us to authenticate by typing a user Ubuntu instead of root. ఇక్కడ
Root.
ఏమంటాడు? Please log in as the user Ubuntu, not as root అంటున్నాడు. So
Yeah.
I'll again open the putty. I'll paste the IP address. I'll go to SSH authentication. I'll choose the keypair 33 file. Open. Now here I'll type Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Yes, successfully I authenticated into this Linux server. This is how we connect to the Linux server. What guys, haven't I told this on last session, or did I miss this connectivity type? I am sure that I explained all these things on the previous class.
Yes, sir. Last week.
So let us go to this CloudWatch service. So what is the instance name? Test case manam petna name. What is the instance unique ID that given by AWS for this instance? This is what the instance unique ID. I'll copy this instance unique ID, Control C, and I'll go to CloudWatch services. Here on alarms, not alarms, on CloudWatch matrices. I'm at Mumbai region. Where do I launch the instance? And also I launch it in Mumbai region. Let me refresh this service. So on EC2 I had 28 matrices. Let me see the 28 matrices, what are they? So I'll search only my instance unique ID with unique ID. Those are all the disk read IOPS capture చేస్తుంది network output, it is capturing CPU utilization. I'll check mark the CPU utilization. So from past 3 hours my CPU utilization of the server is this dot. I'll go with 1 hour. I'll go with just so we just started, it's been more than not minute, right? So small dot and వచ్చింది. So the CPU utilization is less than 1%. Here the 1%, 0.1. Give it some time, then it will capture the log. So under the matrices I chose CPU utilization of what? This instance. Instance ID ఏంటి? This. And I can compare these two also, CPU utilization of one and network inflow. Check mark. So CPU utilization here, network inflow is here. కొంచెం టైం ఇవ్వండి, let it capture logs. ఇప్పుడే లాంచ్ చేశాం కదా, give it some time, at least 10 to 20 minutes, so that it takes that graphs and it will showcase us. From here under the matrices you can see the matrix value of that instance. You can create alarms under the alarm dashboard. Create alarm. What kind of alarm? On EC2. Which instance? Control V. Type the instance. What and what CPU utilization? So are you looking, guys? So I want to create alarm on this particular instance of CPU utilization. What kind of alarm? First you have to define a threshold. Next, name that alarm. Test case utilization 80%. Description for 80% cross. So whatever you can type, when if my matrix of what the CPU utilization of this particular instance identity this reaches more than or equal to 80%. See 80%. ఇప్పుడు ఎంత ఉంది ఇక్కడ? less than 1% ఉంది ఇక్కడ, చిన్న బ్లూ కలర్ డాట్ ఉంది కదా అది. Then I should get an alarm. I was creating an alarm, and whom should this alarm should notify? How? What kind of actions? It should state an alarm and it should get notified to end users. How? To which ID? This email ID. It should trigger a email. Like that I can create an action on that alarm. Notification. Again I can add one more notification. These are all the notifications. Apart from this notification, you can also perform some other actions like launching a new EC2 instance, or auto scaling your existing instance, or new instances. EC2 action, when it reaches greater than or 80% of CPU utilization, it should launch a new, for example, the EC2 instance should stop this instance, or terminate this instance, or restart this instance, or recover this instance. Like this action you can perform on this particular EC2 instance. Or you can auto scale action. ఇక్కడ గ్రూప్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. ఫస్ట్ ఆటో స్కేలింగ్ గ్రూప్ క్రియేట్ చేసి అక్కడ ఒక సర్వర్ పెట్టి ఆ సర్వర్ని ఆన్ చేయడం. యూ కెన్ నోటిఫై, యూ కెన్ ఆటో స్కేల్, యూ కెన్ పర్ఫార్మ్ సమ్ యాక్షన్స్ ఆన్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ EC2 ఇన్స్టెన్స్ when it reaches greater than or equal to 80%. ఆ యాక్షన్స్ ఏంటి అని we will define all this under the actions category. So how many times? If it reaches 80% for 5 times, then only this actions has to be performed. And every time period వచ్చేసి 5 minutes. 5 times కదా అని అలానే 1 hour అలానే ఉంటే అది 1 టైమే. ఇప్పుడు 80% దాటి 90%కి వెళ్ళి అక్కడ 1 hour ఉంటే అది 1 time కాదు. ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ 5 minutes it will consider it as 1 time. ఫైవ్ కాన్సిక్యూటివ్ పీరియడ్స్ అంటే 5 into 5 25 minutes మీ CPU utilization 80% దాటి పైనే ఉందనుకోండి, then it will perform this action because we are creating a alarm. Okay, this is how we create alarm. Next, even you can enable this CloudWatch services on billing also. Let us say నాకు ప్రశాంత్ లాస్ట్ టైం ఒకసారి ఒక సెషన్లో he asked me a question, can we monitor some services on this billing and can we get notified? Yes, with the help of this billing, here you can enable the billing service on, sorry, you can enable this CloudWatch service on your billing. Like you can specify whenever I crosses $100 I should get notified. Like that you can create billing. What he's saying, to enable this he is telling us to switch to Virginia region. Okay, we'll switch to Virginia region. Where is that Virginia? Here it is. Billing. So to enable this he is telling us to go to accounts. ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయంటే ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది accounts. And from here on the preferences, and he is telling us to check the receive billing alerts box. ఆ చెక్ మార్క్ చేయండి, అప్పుడు మీకు ఇక్కడ ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఎనేబుల్ అవుతుంది అని చెప్తున్నాడు. Here. Excuse me. On this billing and cost management dashboard, left side preferences, receive billing alerts, ఇక్కడ చెక్ మార్క్ చేసి సేవ్ చేసినట్టయితే then it will start capturing your billing matrices. For enabling this billing also he'll charge you some amount. And next, coming to events. So let us assume if you want to get some notifications when some events occurred with some of the services of AWS, that you can create here. Create rule. What kind of event? Let us say I want to create an event on EC2 instance. Any state? No. I want to specify ఎవరైనా EC2 instance ని, నా EC2 instance ని పవర్ ఆఫ్ చేసినప్పుడు I should get a notification, because I'll create lot of IAM users under my root account and I'll give that users to different people. So if somebody did some action like shutting down an instance, so I should get notified, right? So for that I was enabling the EC2 instance action, specific action enti shutdown. If somebody did the shutdown with what kind of instance, any instances kaadu, specific instance. What is that instance? Give that instance ID. Oh, okay, any instance అనుకుందాం. ఇక్కడ Virginiaలో ఇన్స్టెన్స్ లేదు కాబట్టి he's not showing. If I switch to Mumbai region he'll show me. Let me switch to Mumbai region. We launched an instance in Mumbai region, right? Okay. Go to EC2, specific action. What is that action? Shutdown. On what instance? This particular instance, test case. So whom should get notified to particular SNS topic? SNS topic, ఇవ్వండి, and create it. So if somebody did some action, what kind of action? Shutting down. So it will notify me through SNS, email or SMS. Like that you can create rules on this CloudWatch, and also you can capture the logs. For example, if you want to capture the web server logs, Apache, ఎవరు మీ వెబ్సైట్ని హిట్ చేశారు, ఏ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ నుంచి వచ్చింది, and what he loaded, index.html file or what contact us page or home page, service page, products page, what page he loaded, everything you wanted to capture of that Apache logs, or you wanted to capture the kernel logs. Linux లో kernel అనేది బూటింగ్ అండి. Kernel logs or application logs, everything can be possible with the help of this CloudWatch service. For that you need to install a small agent in your Linux machine on which you wanted to capture the logs. So first install the agent and you can monitor the logs with the help of this CloudWatch. So how do I install this agent? To install this agent, there is a procedure called install and configure CloudWatch logs agent on the running EC2 instance. For example, I want to install some agent. So here given specific, run these commands. To install your agent and node on, to install or configure CloudWatch logs on your existing Ubuntu server or CentOS server or Red Hat server. Manadi enti Ubuntu server. First he is telling you connect to EC2 instance. We connected already, and install. First you have to update your packages of that EC2 instance by performing a command apt-get update. Apt-get update. So it would update all the packages of your Linux. So it is updating all the packages of your Linux box. Next what he is saying, to run this command curl and download, and is telling us to download and install this particular AWS log agent-setup.py. So we downloaded that package. Where is the package? Here it is, the package. Now next he is telling us to install that package. We have to specify the region where this exact thing is located, instance. Where is the region? Mumbai lo ఎక్కడ లాంచ్ చేసాం, అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్ 1 year లాంచ్ చేసాం. ఏంటి దాని నేమ్? AWS Global Infrastructure AZ names. Mumbai lo 2 ANTR2. Asian Pacific Mumbai, North America, South America, Africa, Asian Pacific. But ఏంటి ఏమని పెట్టాడు? యుఎస్ ఫస్ట్ ఈస్ట్ టైఫన్ ఏమని పెట్టాడు? వాటి నేమ్స్ ఇక్కడ ఏమని ఇచ్చాడా? Where can I get the names? Something in the region name ఏదో ఉంటుంది. You have to look at that. Or I can get that particular region name from VPC, I hope so. I'll go to VPC. Here. So sir, AP South -1 అని పెట్టాడు. ముంబై ఇక్కడ కనిపించింది. Control C. I'll copy this. I'll paste it. Sudo python command not found. For this I think we need to install the python first. Install, sorry, ubuntu kada. Sudo apt-get install python star. So already python is there. So there are a lot of things to be installed before we install python. Permission denied. So I'll change. What is telling? Troubleshooting and python is not installed what we are looking for. How to install python? He's setting up to install. No, he downloaded some package and he run this command to install that package, python package. We don't have any package, so sudo easy install This is what I was looking for. Yes, install. Now we are installing these packages of Python. Now we install. We run the previous command and it. So now the package is being installed. This is how we install CloudWatch log package on that EC2 instance. If you want to enable that on this particular, or if you want to capture the logs of that particular instance. And after installing this package install is saripodandi. After installing the package, you have to configure, you have to provide the AWS access key, secret key, you have to create an IAM user, and you have to give the full permissions on that IAM user for that particular service. CloudWatch lo ee service ki full permissions ichi avanni configure cheyali. You can find the in detailed how to do that in this documentation. See, here is creating a policy. He is telling us to allow what actions, create log groups, create log stream, put log events, describe log stream on which AWS CloudWatch resources logs star star star. So we create this policy and we attach this policy to one of the user. And we'll add that particular user, or we'll attach this policy to one of the roles. And we attach that role to this whatever the package we installed here. Here now we have to specify the access key ID for that particular role and everything. నేను ఇక్కడ నా access key ID ఏం చేస్తానంటే I'll create a given access key ID of that particular myself. On IAM, right click, open a new tab. I'll go to IAM service. Where is that IAM? Identity and access management service comes under the category of security and identity. Here it is. Under the users category, I had a user, one user. Very good. What is his access key? Here it is, access key. Control C. I get that access key. What is the secret key? Secret key అప్పుడప్పుడు డౌన్లోడ్ చేస్తున్నది ఉందో లేదో తెలియదు. Let me see. Downloads, credentials. A lot of credentials are there. Yeah, here it is access key and here it is secret key. I'll copy the secret key. Control C. Access key ide kadandi, last ki CUCA అని ఉంది. Yeah, it's CUCA. Now I'll add the secret key. Default region name, yes, AP Southeast 1. Default output format, none. So it is configuring the CloudWatch log event, but before that we have to enable this permissions, this policy permissions on this particular instance. If user mida, user kelli, where is that user policies? His user is attached to groups called test case. So I'll go to test case groups. So on this test case groups, these are all the permissions. I'll attach another policy. What is that policy? AWS CloudWatch. CloudWatch full access. I'll give full access on for this user. Attach policy. That's it. We're done with attaching the policy. So where do you want to store upload files? Okay. These are all the different kind of options that you can find everything in detail within this documentation. How to install that and what to install, what to select, what is one, what is two. Okay. This is how we install the CloudWatch. And next, coming to matrices, we told you already. From the matrices, you can see the values of that particular instance, CPU utilization, everything on this graphical part from the browser GUI, graphical user interface. So this is what all about this CloudWatch. Guys, any doubts on this topic of this CloudWatch? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Any doubts, Hari?
No, Karthik, but this Linux command itself, I need one more time explanation regarding this one.
Linux commands, and you have to study. You have to learn this Linux commands, basic Linux commands. Like
Okay.
we'll have a class on this, no problem. The basic commands
Yeah, please. Yeah.
What is ls, how to change the file
Sure.
system permissions, file permissions, user permissions, how to create a new user. We'll talk about this on one class. Okay, no problem.
That's it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other doubts, guys? Others?
Oh, sir.
No doubts from Raghava. What about you, Bharat? Any doubts?
No doubts.
No doubts. And Madhu is clear. Okay. And Monica, any doubts on this topic? No topic, no doubts. Okay, good. So please go through this CloudWatch AWS documentation. That's it. That's it for today. We'll end this session. Okay. Bye bye and have a nice day.